This is an axle truss that I'm gonna finish welding onto this axle for my dad's Cherokee. Now this thing, he just keeps finding more stuff to build on it and making it better and badder and whatnot. He's gonna do a 4-link suspension, so we had to weld this truss on so he has a spot to put the mounts for the upper arms. So I've already went ahead and got this tacked on, and I welded all the MIG welding to the tubes and to the truss. I had to weld that up right there. But it comes down to the cast of this centerpiece, so I'm gonna have to do that with stick welding. I kind of wish that I could just MIG weld this whole thing, because obviously it already came out good, and I'm a little bit more dialed with the MIG welding than the stick. But we're gonna fire up the old Lincoln and get to it. This is the rod that I'm gonna use. It's a pretty expensive cast iron electrode. It's a nickel 55, so 55% nickel, I think, is what that comes out to be. But I just got to run it all the way down in there and then on the other side, and we can get this back to my dad so we can get it thrown in his Jeep. So right here we just used a rosebud attachment to the torch to preheat it. We kept it between 350 and a little over 400 degrees the whole time we were welding it, and that just keeps it from cracking, because if you've ever welded cast, you know it's kind of a beast. So this first weld right here, you can see my head was like right in that smoke. I could barely see. The fan was not sucking it away from me like I wanted, and that's actually pretty gnarly smoke on this nickel rod. If you're using 7018, it's not nearly as bad, but for some reason that high nickel, high iron stuff is gnarly. Add a little bit more heat right there mid-weld just to keep the temperature up. I just jumped around back and forth so that kind of spread everything out, but I got a little slag inclusion, so I had to fix that, kind of weld back over that, and then finish up just a little bit. So it's all welded up now. We're just giving it a last little bit of overall heat throughout that whole case, and then we'll put these fiberglass blankets on it, wrap it up for the night, let it cool down. And then the reason you do that is just to like normalize the cooling. It basically just lets it cool down real slowly, and that'll help it prevent cracks. So I think it came out all right. Not like as pretty as the MIG welds, but I think it should work.